Here we go. Happy Martin Luther King Day to Knicks Nation out there. 3-game losing streak over with. The Knicks get a W, 106-86 in the land. 7 Knicks with over 9 points. Jay Ellis, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle with 19 points apiece.
Right.
And solid effort, a second half effort, man. The Knicks hold the Cavs to just 36 second half points. The two guards that killed the Knicks in the past, Colin Sexton and Darius Garland, get held to 10 of 40 shooting. And yeah, the rest was history, man. What'd you think about this dub tonight, man?
I think the Knicks started off knowing that Colin Sexton was kind of having a great January from his jump. I felt like Elfrid Payton's defense, as soon as the game started, was pretty spot on.
Yeah. Payton came to play tonight. Give him credit. He came to play tonight for sure on the defensive end, for sure.
Yeah, on the defensive end, had a pretty good all-around game. Always setting people up, but had the defense today. And I felt like, as everybody saw, that third quarter was pretty pivotal. We were down 1 point at the half, 50-49, and the Knicks kind of put their foot on the necks of the Cavs. The Cavs didn't get anything going. Morris and Randle took over, capped by the 4-point play and the flagrant foul that Morris hit at the mid third quarter.
Yeah.
Continued by the second unit too.
Agreed. And I think the defensive tone that was set in the third quarter was set by Bullock and Payton. I thought they set a nice tone defensively, and then Frank and Mitch.
Yeah.
Frank and Mitch came in and really stifled the Cavs. Did a great job. Mitch's offense was lacking today, but his defense still came out there with 4 blocks. And let's salute your boy right now, because whole team Dot, friend of the program, Damian Dotson with a nice bounce back game, 12 points today, 5 of 7 shooting. I thought Dot had a solid outing for us on both ends, man.
Yeah, man, 71% from the field overall. To me, Dot, usually when you bench Dot, it kind of like charges him up like a battery, comes back with the bench, usually has a good game because he has time to sit and think about it. So kudos to Dot today with the 12 points and the 5 rebounds. And the 3-point shooting was great, 100% from 3, 2 for 2, and was able to get to the hole with gusto. Gotten really a whole lot better at finishing at the rim this season. So good job by him.
Yeah, good job by him. Another solid outing for Marcus Morris. Once again, leading this team on the offensive end. Comes back with 19 points today. Little ankle scare, as you said, picks up a 4-point play in the third quarter. Lands on, I think it was Osman's ankle. Ends up finishing the game. We'll see what happens after this once things tighten up and he gets off of the ankle. We'll see what happens. But, the injury risk, he had the neck injury, he had the Achilles strain, ankle. We gotta keep this man in bubble wrap, JL.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say the exact thing. Wrap that man in bubble wrap. The trade deadline is around the corner. We don't need anything crazy.
Yeah.
I was surprised he was even in the game.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, we needed his offense. The Cavs had absolutely no answer for him. I mean, they tried to put Osman on him. He was just eating Osman's food all day long. The Cavs just had no answer on him. He was in his mid-range mook bag, and he was destroying him. Absolutely destroying him all over the field tonight.
Absolutely destroyed him. I love what I saw from Mook. And Randle. I mean, Randle was getting cooked in that first quarter. I feel like he's kind of playing lackadaisical defense.
Oh yeah, he was playing terrible defense. Let's just call it what it is. Julius was playing terrible defense out there. But luckily he was able to settle down.
Yeah, second quarter it seemed like he came out there more with purpose on Kevin Love. Like, listen, man, Kevin Love, he can shoot, but you have the athletic advantage. You should be able to blow by him whenever you want to.
Yeah.
I feel like you figured that out.
Yeah. And the Cavs aren't a good rim protecting team, and we knew that. We knew that. And so I think the Knicks did a good job in the beginning of the game. Although it was a sloppy game, I thought they did do their best to impose their physicality, get their points in the paint. We know we can't shoot that well, so it was good for us to get in there, get a rhythm, and establish that presence in the paint, because the Cavs are just, like you said, a wet paper bag out there. And so offering little to no resistance. So I thought, Morris, Portis, Taj was mixing it up early. Even Portis, even though, Jails.
I mean, Portis got his points to me in garbage time more than
absolutely, man. Absolutely. So once again, 106-86 win. Salute to Knicks Nation out there. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Happy MLK Day to all the Knicks fans out there. Salute to you guys. Salute to everybody that's still with us watching JLs.
Yeah.
That definitely got to support. Got to salute the diehards. Let's go to the phones. Let's hear from JJ from Brooklyn. See what he has to say about tonight's W. JJ, how you feeling, man?
Yo, what up, guys? How you guys doing, man?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
Good, man.
Pretty good, man. Thanks. My bad about last time. I wasn't saying I don't love Barrett. Barrett's my guy, man. I wasn't trying to say it, I was more bashing Frank and Knox, Yeah. RJ's my man. But
I thought Kev's minutes was. I thought Kev got active out there tonight. What Kev finished with like 4 points or so. JLs. Let's check the stat sheet real quick on Kev.
5 points, but the 6 rebounds. 5 points and
6 boards. 6 boards. I thought Kev got after it a little bit for sure.
Yeah, he did. I think he's been a little better the last few games. A little bit. I'll see what we can get from him at this point. But I really want to know who you guys think. Deadline's in what? I think 2.5 weeks. About who do you think is gonna be? Who's gonna be gone? You think there's any chance to even trade like a Randle?
No.
No,
you
don't
chance.
think so?
No chance. I think it's Morris. I think Ellington, Portis, DSG.
Yeah.
I think those are the 4 most likely jails. Where are you at?
You think there'll be a lot of guys gone?
I don't know. I'm not saying a lot of guys, but I'm saying if I could think of the guys who I would see being traded, we know that they're actively trying to trade DSJ. We know that there's interest in Morris. Not so sure the Knicks' motivation to trade him.
Do you buy the report?
Good?
Do you buy the report that they don't want to trade him?
No, I don't buy that.
I don't know, man. I'm not
what are you saying, JLs?
I'm not as confident in CP on that front of I'm not sure.
You think it's posturing here?
I think they might be telling the truth. I think it's posturing, and that they will actually want to get more wins, and they might I still haven't seen proof from Perry and Mills that they like to make big moves at the the half month the trade deadline. So I'm not sure if it's posturing or not.
Yeah. Can I say one more point about the defense?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Peyton and Frank, I got to give them a shout-out, holding out Garland and Sexton. I believe they were like 10 for 40, I believe, from
10
the
for
field.
41.
That's pretty
10
crazy.
for 41,
Yeah, and they were hot coming in, those two, man. They were, the few games before, so that was really, really impressive, man.
Yeah, appreciate the call, man.
That's all I got. Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it, JJ. Coming into this game, Colin Sexton was averaging 22 points a game on 46% shooting and 46% shooting from the 3, JLs. We know the first game, him and Garland torched us.
Yep.
Second game, we bounced back and were able to keep him at bay. And tonight, I thought it was a solid defensive outing from Peyton, who played a spirited defense. He can do that when he wants to. And Frank, that's Frank's typical A-game effort. So great job by them. Great job by them for sure.
Peyton came into the league as a defender. He was drafted with a defensive reputation. When he was on Orlando, he was known for his defense first. So he has that in him. You can tell when he turns it on, it's all the way on. Good job by Peyton. They were obviously aware of the scouting report. 10 for 40, nothing to sneeze at. Good job by the Knicks.
Yeah, good job. And also they were able to hold Kevin Love. Kevin Love is obviously their other that's where the firepower is coming from. Mm-hmm. So they were also able to hold Kevin Love to I'm trying to bring up the stat sheet here. Held Kevin Love to 4-14 shooting, 12 points. Woo. So 4-14 shooting for Kevin Love, 6 of 20 for Sexton, 6 of 20 for Garland, 10 of 40 for the backcourt.
Yeah, for your top guns, Kevin Love holding him to 28% from the field is nothing to sneeze at. Only thing you really had to worry about was Tristan Thompson with the 22 rebounds, which is why they was even kind of in the game in the first place. And, Osman, who was hitting early threes because Mook wasn't trying to really chase him off that three-point line. But give the Knicks credit, they adjusted in the second half, and we were able to get the win.
Yeah, impose their will, you know. Very, very few teams that are as bad or worse than the Knicks out there, JL. So give credit where credit is due. They were able to take advantage of a Cavs team that's rebuilding, trying to get rid of some of these vets, particularly Kevin Love, and just, you know, obviously, you know, not winning too many games.
Yeah, and they just came back off a road trip. You know, that's the perfect time to catch a team, even if they're winning or losing. Usually they're tied off a road trip. Knicks took advantage. They came out very lackadaisical, the Cavs did in the third quarter. I'm glad we got that win today.
Yeah, 3-game losing streak is over. So Knicks get a bit of a nice win here before the Lakers come into town on Wednesday. So to everybody in the chat once again. Let's see who we got in the chat. We have Jack Peters in here. What's going on, Apple fanboy? Salute to you. Agent Super Argo, my guy Pranav in here. Freeze Jackson says it has team hashtag new. Salute to Freeze Jackson. JL, so who's in your chats today?
Shout out to John Talento, who likes to chat jump. Shout out to you, John. Shout out to Ayo Poa. Shout out to you. Craig Williams always holds me down. The moderating over here. Hinton Murphy. And Sean Brown as well. Shout out to you guys.
Yep. So salute to you guys, man. Reggie Bullock, JL's 12 points, 5 of 10 shooting. He had a lot of solid corner threes looks that just didn't go down. But I think overall, I just like his defensive intensity out there. I like how he plays within the team concept. Again, like I said, he's one of the vets that I want to see as a holdover in this rotation going forward.
Yeah, it might be a blessing in disguise. I mean, we got him because, you know, he had an injury. Because he got an injury at the beginning of the season, we were able to kind of sign him to a cheaper deal.
Yeah.
So, you know, teams are going to be going after him to trade deadline. Hopefully the Knicks say no.
Yeah.
Unless it's something that kind of blows our mind. You know what I mean? Because that guy, he has value right now.
I want to keep him, man. I want to keep him. Like I said, it's only a matter of time before those threes start going down. But like I said, defensively, he's a playmaker out there. That's what I'm looking for, man.
Yeah, man. He really tries to impose his will defensively. He doesn't really take plays off. You admire that about him.
Yeah. Edward Stolen in the chat says he's on the cheap also. Yeah, remember that deal. You know, I think originally they had him pegged in close to 10 a year, if I'm not mistaken. And they ended up talking him down because of the neck injury that was disclosed. They ended up getting him for about 4 a year, 4.75, I believe.
Is it? It might be less. It might be more like 1.5 or 2. But I'm mistaken.
Yeah, gotta look him up. I remember when they were scouting him. They were scouting Reggie Bullock in the draft, 2013 draft. I remember when they were scouting him. And he ended up going to the Clippers. He's played for the Lakers, played for Detroit since. And, let's see what we got in this kid, man. I'd like to see him going forward. You know, the ongoing debate, JLs, has been about the vets versus the youngsters, right? I got to, like, obviously, when you're watching this game, it's like you're watching this all-vet lineup that they have out there with Peyton and Randle and Bullock and Taj. And it's just you just can't get enthused for it. You know what I mean? The minute Frank gets in with Kev and Mitch, I'm like totally paying attention, locked into the game. You know, but even when we're winning and it's just like Peyton, Todd, it's just like, I can't even get up for this right now, man.
Yeah, because we're not really going anywhere, so you want to see, you know, improvement from the youth, and that's what we're kind of looking forward to. Maybe they're telling Miller to do this so they can shop him. Who knows?
Yeah.
It was kind of weird for Miller to have some of these vets out even with like 4 minutes left.
Yeah, Portis was out there.
Yeah, like I was kind of wondering, all right, maybe Trier, maybe Iggy Tom. You know, I thought that was gonna happen, but that didn't even happen. It's fun because I like Miller as a whole and how he manages the game and things of that nature, but I don't like he gets funny with the rotations with the young guys and blowouts and stuff like that. I thought kind of weird.
Well, like I said on Twitter yesterday, I'm not gonna trip over it until after the deadline. If we're still coming out with this after the deadline, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have to think that they have a plan for this season, because you can't just be going through with this with just an all veteran starting lineup. Eventually Peyton's minutes have to get shifted. You got to go Frank back out there. If DSJ's still here, throw DSJ back out there. Second half has to be about, again, tryouts and evaluations, and it's got to be about the young guys developing.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? I know everybody wants to say their jobs right now. How many wins do Knicks have? We have 11 wins or something?
11-32.
11-32. We 6 wins away from tying our season average last season. We're on pace to beat that, right? We're on pace to be in the 20s or something like that. So, I mean, maybe it's time to go to Doe and like, listen, we proved our point. We're better than last year. If you can look up the win rate at this point, let's just, go for the young guys, and they might have to go that route. You know what I'm saying? To see what we want.
That's what I'm trying to do, man.
Kind of suck for certain Knicks fans, because if they go in that route, that means everybody kind of stays and everybody keeps their job. But then we need to play these young guys too, so it's a catch-22.
It is. And as you said, Perry has yet to show that he can get even, a middle of the road type of deal off. Porzingis deal as an exception. So we got to see what they're gonna do here and be able to get some of these guys off. I just feel like the second half of the season, I want to see more Kev. I want to see more Frank. I want to see Kenny up here. If we can if we free up a roster spot for Peters, if we're able to make a trade or two for, the Knicks seem to have an infatuation with some of these lottery, not busts, but guys that are work in progress still, some projects that they're trying to develop. If they can get another guy in here on the cheap, that I want to see that guy playing. I want to see these guys being evaluated for the future.
Jerome Robinson, Zaire Smith, World Bamba, guys, the young guys who kind of languishing on the bench, didn't really get a shot, but maybe the reclamation project.
The reclamation projects. There you go. There you go, man. Back to the phones. Ron Cleveland in the building. What's going on, Ron? How you feeling, man?
Man. CP, J. Ellis.
What's going on?
Ryan, how you feeling, man?
What's going on with you fellas? Hey, man, it's a good night to be a Knicks fan, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anytime we can beat up on Cleveland, I'm happy.
Yeah, right. You take them as they come, Ron,
Not that bad.
Hey, but I got to address something right quick, man. Hey, I had my first thoughts is I want to talk about Mitch, but I got to take the time, man. First off, CP, J. Ellis, man, specifically J. Ellis. That dude that called in the other night, disrespectful like that, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all need to ban it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We'll definitely take care of it. We'll definitely.
He needs to be banned, man.
Yeah.
Don't even take his phone call no more. The way he came on that phone so disrespectful. I mean, this platform that y'all got, there ain't too many places that we as Knicks fans can go and voice our opinion on how we feel about the team without getting a national media viewpoint. You know what I mean? We don't have this platform. And for you guys to be doing what you're doing and jealous for you to get disrespected like that, man, the other night, I didn't appreciate that. I really didn't.
Appreciate
it. But back to the left.
Listen, we appreciate it, and I would just say that 99% of the time, I think the engagement, the phone calls, the banter in the chat has been positive. Dave does a good job of screening the calls. Every once in a while, something will slip through. But I think, more often than not, everything has been on the positive. We try not to give that stuff any type of energy, but like you said, going forward, we'll make sure that we tighten up and those things don't get through to try to disrupt what we got going here.
Yeah, man, you don't need no negative energy. We got enough negativity with what's going on with our Knicks this season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But what I wanted to talk about, fellas, man, but our team, man, I'm really looking at Mitch, and I'm disappointed in Mitch. And what I'm saying that for is, all through the preseason and everything, this guy's been shooting threes, been working on his game. And I remember the particular interview where he says, ain't no need to practice it if you ain't going to use it, in the game. I haven't seen Mitch take 1 3-point shot, man. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he maybe has taken 2 jump shots it's time for them to really let this kid shoot the ball, man, because if they're not throwing a lot to Mitch, Mitch is not scoring, or if he ain't getting a putback, he's not scoring. And that's it's really a shame. You can't teach 7'1". So that to me is a knock on our coaching staff, because this is almost we are almost a year and a half into this guy's NBA career, and this guy don't even have a jump shot. You know what I mean? So that's a knock on them guys, man. And so far as everything else with the Knicks, man, one thing I do agree with you, CP, when you were saying how we got a lot of these low IQ players, man. I mean, think about it tonight. If Mike Miller didn't call them timeouts to tell these guys, hey, we're beating these guys by going to the basket, continue to go to the basket, because at one point they got happy with the jump shot and just started jacking up shots. And I'm like, well, what are you doing when you got a clear advantage going to the basket? And just like the Cav announcer, because for some reason I don't get to hear the Knicks announcers on this NBA TV. But anyway, I mean, on this NBA app I got, but from what them guys are saying, they say we are the #1 rebounding team in basketball. So if we're the #1 rebounding team, we should have a better record than we have, but it comes back to those free throws too. So we got to tighten up, man. But really, I wanted to focus on Mitch tonight, man. Mitch got to start taking shots. He's got to start taking shots. And fellas, man, with that, hey, y'all have a good night. Hey, I'm going to continue listening, man. And hey,
appreciate it, Ron.
I appreciate everything y'all do.
Appreciate it, Ron. Appreciate it, man. Ron been supporting us since day one, man.
Thanks, man.
So we definitely appreciate the encouraging words from Ron. And like I said, we're not going to give that incident any more energy than it deserves, because it really doesn't deserve any of it. But we definitely appreciate Ron for his concern. On the Mitch topic, JL's, we still looking for mid-range Mitch, man.
Yeah, man, mid-range Mitch.
We still looking for mid-range Mitch. Like, it's – I don't know if they're not encouraging him to take it, because, right. I mean, sometimes it's just like his man is like basically under the basket with Mitch at the elbow or something, and Mitch is still looking around to pass the ball. So pull up, Mitch. We got nothing to lose, man. Let it fly.
Yeah. I don't even know about this game, but I know more so that 76ers game, they were definitely leaving him open by himself.
Yeah.
By the foul line. I'm just like, oh, that's a gimme. Like, even if you're not going to pull up, you can at least put some pressure on defense by taking like a dribble. You know what I'm saying? Right. Dribble and a power dunk or something, because you still got the wingspan of a god. You can just jump up and dunk it on anybody. So, I mean, I agree. It's time. It's time. I feel like it's time for the coaching staff to kind of push him. If he's not going to take it, just nudge him.
I don't see why not, man. We have nothing to lose. ESPN interviewed Patrick Ewing earlier this week. I think it came out today. I had retweeted it on my Twitter. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. They're doing a series on the basically the changing of the big man's role in the game. So they interviewed Barkley. I didn't watch that one, but they interviewed Patrick, and I watched that whole thing. And he was just talking about how the game has changed. The big man's role has changed. Obviously there's you see more guards going back to the basket post-up play than the bigs. Bigs are taking their game outside, much more skilled, much more talented, but still lacking that fundamental, still lacking the fundamentals of a post-up game and a go-to move. Yeah. That's what he mentioned specifically for a big man. He was like, I had my go-to move. You don't need 1,000 moves.
2. You
need a go-to move and a counter for when they lock down that go-to move.
And you know what, too? As much as people hate Julius Randle, I do kind of feel like he has that. Mm-hmm. And that's why he's kind of effective when he has that drive left, and then he has that spin, that little spin jumper.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he needs to show up his defense, but you're absolutely right, man. Big men don't have those moves anymore. It's more pick and roll, out to the basket, shoot a jumper.
Right. So now, if the pick and roll is going to be taken away, which obviously most teams are going to do, what are you going to do, being Mitch, to be a bit more effective? I don't know. It's not going to be a back to the basket type of thing, but maybe it's a little mid-range, a little 8-footer, something, just to keep the defense honest.
Yeah, man, because sometimes when you play pickup ball, there's people who are tall but don't know how to use their height.
Mm-hmm.
And when they tall and don't know how to use that height, you kind of tall for nothing. Sometimes you don't want to be tall for nothing.
Yeah.
And, there was an opportunity for the Knicks to kind of give Mitch the ball under the basket and try a post-up move because I feel like he had like Sexton or somebody under the rim for like a play or so and no one passing the ball.
He did. They were trying to get him positioned for Sexton, but he's got to get stronger too.
Yeah.
He's got to body Sexton in that paint, man, and establish himself. So I know exactly that exact play that you were referring to.
Yeah. But Patrick Ewing is right, man. Patrick Ewing is right. I love the evolution of the big man now, and they can shoot, but we still need some fundamentals, footwork to maximize what the big man can really be in today's age.
Yep. I totally agree, man. Totally agree. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy, CP from Knicks Fan TV, my man JL's from Nick of Time Show, MLK, typical Knicks MLK matinee. Knicks win 106-86 over the Cavs. Solid performances by the squad across the board. You had Julius Randle, Marcus Morris with 19 points apiece. Knicks bench sparked by Damian Dotson with a bounce back game, 12 points for Dot. And overall solid defense in the second half. 36 points allowed by the Knicks, holding the Cavs to 86. They had held the Sixers to 90. Was it 90 points? They lost. It was 90-87 that they lost. Held the Sixers to 90. So, the defense is certainly stepping up. Yes, you could attribute it to the Cavs missing a good amount of shots, but I think, they definitely imposed their will out there as well.
Yeah, they mostly imposed their will, and they did miss a good amount of shots, but also they didn't really, they didn't have that dribble penetration problem. I feel like the Knicks get in trouble when their guards beat them off the dribble, and it's kind of like a drive and kick party. They didn't really allow that to happen today, for the most part. And even with the pick and roll with Kevin Love, that didn't happen that much either. So
yeah. True story, man. Let's shout out some people in the chat once again. Shout out Sean Brown, Sharp Black, what's going on? Leon Mitchell, how you feeling? We got a super chat in here from Joe Collins. Sends us a Canadian super chat, He says Portis, Ellington, Morris have to go, and DSJ. Okay. All right. It looked like DSJ was practicing, JLs. I don't know. You saw that picture, he was going one-on-one with Kenny in practice.
Yeah, I did see that.
So, I don't, he's practicing. Just not playing right now.
Yeah, is it that sore? A trade is coming, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that sore or what. It's DSJ. That's what it is. That's pretty much what it is, man.
I feel like you kind of have to be really healthy to play.
Yeah.
Versus Kenny Wooten, because he can block your shot.
Yeah. We got Michael Lopez checking in here from Central Florida. Salute to Michael Lopez. Everybody, throw your cities in the chat. Where are you guys checking in from? Let us know, and we will shout you guys out. Let's go to New Jersey. Stan's with us. Wants to talk about the game. Stan, how you feeling, man?
Hey, how you doing, fellas? Hey, first, let me start off by saying I really appreciate your program.
Appreciate it.
I'm a long-time Knicks fan from 1969. And you guys do an excellent job.
Thanks.
I have to say this. I know everyone has their opinion. I've coached before. I played high school and college basketball, and I know a little bit of fundamentals. I have to say, and fellas, I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful the least bit. You guys really are a great program, and I really enjoy it. I feel to say this, that looking at the Knicks rookies, outside of the rookie from this year,
Barrett, yeah.
You guys really have a lot of love for, say, Frank Ntilikina. I watched the game from beginning to end last Saturday. We lost that game on free throws, but also when the starters went out, the rookies gave you absolutely nothing, and they even lost the lead. And this happens not once, not twice. Not once, but not twice. This happens. I know Frank Ntilikina is supposed to be a defensive specialist, but New York media really overvalues our players. So what happens is, if we just play with the rookies, you guys want the rookies just to push the rookies. But our rookies outside of RJ are trash, and you say develop them.
Yeah.
But Ntilikina's been here for over 3 years.
Right.
And his time is past due. So I've seen players, for the most part, who does he stop? So he's not a point guard.
But Stan, let me ask you real quick,
him,
Stan. I hear everything that you're saying, and you're not wrong. But here's your options. Would you rather see the vets play like trash and lose, or see the kids play like trash and lose, and maybe they get better? I mean, that's all we're saying, JL. I don't necessarily know if we're overrating them. My standpoint is I'm going to be patient enough to see and watch if they can grow into something. Right now, it doesn't look like, any one of these kids is going to be a all-out superstar. Probably not, right? Probably not at the way, these guys are growing. But maybe some of them turn into a role player that is kept on this team and can help this team win games, a la Frank. Maybe Kevin Knox steps into himself, becomes a better shooter and a better defender off the bench. Maybe RJ turns into a number 3 piece or so, right? You still got to start somewhere, is what we're saying.
Yeah, I understand. And again, please forgive me. I don't mean to sound rude at all.
Yeah.
You guys, your show is excellent. Mm-hmm. And so forgive me, please, if I sound out of place or in any way rude. Frank, back in the day, there was a player by the name of Bruce Bowen, Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. And his job also for the Spurs. His only job was the lockdown defender, also Tony Allen. Lockdown defender, they couldn't shoot that well, but Bowen developed a corner jump shot. Mm-hmm. His job was to stop the team's best player. Frank Ntilikina should not, by no means, be handling the ball. By no means. So what happens is, like last Saturday, Randle, who has no right hand, matter of fact, he should tie his hand behind his back. He can't handle. Mm-hmm. So therefore, when Frank's on the floor, they have no regard for him as a point guard, because he knows he's not a point guard. So then Randle goose things up, because Frank should never, by no means, handle the ball. Your job, get in the corner, get ready for your jump shot, lock them defender. That's all. Yeah. And fellas, I thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it, Stan.
Forgive me if anywhere by sounding. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Go ahead, Jails.
And you know what? I can't blame him for saying that if he's going off of that 76ers game.
Yeah.
Because the 76ers game, Frank was horrible. Like, offensively, I think I went on Twitter, and I'm not sure how much I went in on the program, but I believe I did say exactly what he said, where the second unit kind of let go of the rope in that 76ers game. But Frank, he got back. Yeah, I said it last game. He went back in his old habits. He was kind of passing the ball when he didn't have to. It seemed like he's kind of passing the ball out of fear last game. Mm-hmm. And his handle wasn't.
Yeah, his passing was soft.
Yeah. This game today, to me, was the opposite of what happened. Like, he wasn't shooting well today, but I felt like his handle was a lot better. He was going to the hole with purpose. He got a lot of paint touches, even though he didn't shoot the ball a lot. Like, he kind of crossed up Darius Garland with like a little hezzy 1-2 cross. Mm-hmm. He missed the floater, but I felt like the handle today was a lot better. But so I think Frank can handle the ball. It's just that he has to stay consistent, and that's part of being developing and growing as a player.
Gotta keep it consistent. What are the other options, man? we don't have any other options. We don't. What do you want to see? You want to see Kadeem Alley? Like, come on, man. Like, yeah. I like Kadeem, but Kadeem has reached his peak. And Kadeem has reached this peak. Right now, I want to see the young guys. Listen, Stan is right. These kids, they haven't given you much to be enthusiastic about in the future, right? We all know that. But to me, I'm invested in seeing what the future holds. That's all it is. What's up?
We're not making the playoffs, so
yeah, we're not making the playoffs. So why? I don't need to see Peyton and Portis and Ellington out there trying to get an 11-win Knicks team, useless wins against the Cavs. I want to see Mitch, Kev, Frank out there win or lose and see what they're dealing with. What are they doing? Game in, game out. Are they growing game in and game out?
Yeah, it's interesting, CP, because I was hearing the program from the Cavs announcers today, not the Knicks announcers, and we have the same record now, and their announcers still seem to believe that the Cavs can make a push for the playoffs.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. They're more homers than Breen, man. And Breen is a homer, man. But listen, every pick is not gonna pan out, man. How many Minnesota Timberwolves have panned out? How many Sixers have panned out before they got the process and Simmons and Markelle Fultz, who's playing on the? They gave up on Markelle Fultz, Dales.
Markelle Fultz, and he's over here bullying LeBron.
It's not an exact science. How many Phoenix Suns have came and went? I can go. How many Milwaukee Bucks have came and went until they landed on the freak, Jails?
We need to keep getting more picks.
And these aren't teams that have mortgaged their future. These are teams that have gone about it the right way. They go in the draft, they scout their player, they take their player, they build a young team. Mm-hmm. Everybody's not gonna pan out, man.
Yeah, I understand though, because this guy's been watching. He's been a Knicks fan since 19.
Yeah, he's an OG. He's an OG. He's seen it all. Rightfully so.
Championship run.
Yeah.
You seen the championship run. I feel like players before this time era, I feel like they were a little bit more developed in their fundamentals all around.
For sure.
He's seeing a stretch that's not pretty, CP. So I get it.
I agree. I definitely agree, man. I definitely agree. But like I said, you got to be in it to win it, and we'll see. The cream will rise to the top. Mm-hmm. And if somebody doesn't shake out, there's always next year. There's going to be another guard coming in here next year, Jails, that's going to push somebody out, and then it'll be his time. So we'll see.
The more I'm starting to dig into some of these guards for next season, the more I'm pretty hopeful. Yeah. There's some guys out here that can help.
This is a guard draft, man. This is definitely a guard draft, no doubt about it. Appreciate the call, Stan. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. I want to shout out Escott35 JLs. He sends us a super chat. He says you guys are going to take your show on the road to Vegas this summer in the near future. Yeah, we'll definitely be at Summer League in Vegas, so we definitely want to see a larger crowd this summer. Last summer was great. Turnout was great. Survived the earthquake and all, JLs. It was a great experience, man. Great experience. Summer League was lit, man. I hope you guys make the journey. We had guys traveling from the Bay Area, from Dallas, from New York, obviously, and Knicks fans were well represented out there. So hopefully more of you guys can make it. Mm-hmm. And Escott is down in ATL, so he says we got to make it down to ATL and do a show one of these days. So. That would be interesting as well. Definitely want to shout out Carlos Martinez checking in from Perth, Australia.
All right.
We got Omar checking in Colorado Springs, Greenpoint, Brooklyn, Jack Peters in here. We got Nick Flair from White Plains checking in.
Okay.
Kamario Jarvis checking in from Antigua and Barbuda, J. Ellis.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not jealous about that. I don't know. I'm good. I'm good with the snow, man. I'm good, bro.
Definitely jealous, yo. My girl's job got her going to Miami.
For
a job this week, and I'm just like,
nice, nice, man. Must be nice, man.
70 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. So salute to everybody in here. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Above the Rim checking in from PA. Above the Rim, what's going on, man?
Fellas, what's going on?
How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. Real quick, I actually want to Stan, I disagree with Stan's point. Mm-hmm. I respect the OG, but he was pretty much pointing out Frank, but since Frank has been drafted, we've had veteran point guards taking up his development. We had Sessions, we had Jared Jack. It's probably like two more point guards that we had that kind of stunted Frank's development. So, between, both of you guys can keep it honest. This is the most I've seen Frank improve by a long shot. Just on his handle, people not being able to press him and pick him from the other side of the court. He was able to bring it up. He's now able to actually get into the paint. And, whether it's a floater or an alley-oop to Mitch or, a mid-range jump shot, he's definitely improved, tremendously. So if we think about it, how much more good would he be if, we didn't stunt his growth, but, three coaches in, his first 3 years. And so it's a lot that goes involved for Frank. Confidence is one thing, but we also didn't give him the keys and, support him 100% after we drafted him. So, as far as the young guys too, I just want to ask you guys a question. What do you guys see in Kevin Knox? Like, what's the ceiling? Who can we compare him to? Or what do you want to see out of Kevin Knox? And then I'll chime in after that.
Yeah, I mean, with Knox, for me, man, I want to see a guy that can consistently stretch that floor and kill you from three, man. He has the length, he has the athleticism, JL. It's the way he gets up and down the court. He has potential, man. Kev has potential, man, to be a really talented scorer on three levels. I don't think he's gonna be an all-star by any stretch, but I think Kev has potential to off the bench to be a nice scoring punch for you as he gets older. I think he just has to put it together, man. It's between his ears for sure.
That's what I'm thinking too.
So not a starter, CP. You saying coming off the bench?
We'll see. We'll see, man. I mean, obviously he got a lot of minutes last year as a starter. Right. Yeah. We'll have to see how it goes. Right now, Morris is blocking him.
Right, but I think Morris could also make him better because Morris is making Frank better just by having that dog mentality, the right attitude, and you could definitely see a different Frank. So I'm like, if Knox is pretty much guarding Morris in practice, like how is he not getting better? Because I've seen a play that Morris did. They put him back in the game and they put him on the block, and then he faced up, jab step pump. And then made the jump shot. I think it probably was over Osman. But I'm like, I've never seen that even out of Knox. Like, how hard is it to incorporate some of the things you're seeing from your vets? Like, he doesn't have a post-up game or face-up shot. Yeah. It's the same kind of 3-point. I'm gonna drive in the lane.
Yeah.
I'm either going to cause an offensive foul. I might fall on the floor. I might not miss a layup. The only thing I'm giving him now, he's going to the paint more, getting fouled more, shooting more free throws. But I think Miller has to really dig in the second half of the season and figure out who he's going to be. Post up, something. They got to get him some easy baskets.
JL's got it on that one.
Yeah, I'm with you, UCP. It's really between the ears with Knox. He has all the potential in the world. You see, jump shot looks like it's going to fall eventually because pretty jump shot even doesn't fall consistent right now. But it's between the ears. Like so far, he just seems to have a lot of mental mistakes. Like today, like he's still stepping out of that same sideline like he does every other. Like he still does a lot of the same big mental mistakes. So I'm not people who check in and out, who concentrate. Like, who step in and out of concentration to me, I'm not sure if they have that to be like an all-star at the top, but I definitely can see him being a nice scoring punch down the line for sure.
I agree. Go. You finishing your point?
Yeah, it's like RJ to me's mental makeup, even though he doesn't have the beauty.
He's a dog.
Shot. Yeah.
He's a dog.
He's a dog and he has the mentality there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel more comfortable knowing that even though he doesn't have like the physical gifts that Kevin has, but that he has the mental gifts to actually make something out of it.
Right.
I feel confident in RJ.
Kev has the gifts, man. He's just got to improve his decision making. Some of his shot selection sometimes is questionable at best, in terms of how he's forcing those 3-pointers up. You saw him today, he caught the ball in triple threat stance, but he's not so sure of himself or where he wants to really go on the floor. Like, he doesn't really have that go-to move, JLs. He doesn't have that go-to move that he can really take advantage using his size and his length. He just doesn't have it. Also, on his drives, he needs to show a bit more creativity when he's attacking the basket. To me, he's too one-dimensional on his attacks. So a lot of the times they either get blocked or they miss their mark. But I think he needs to get a bit more crafty using his body to finish stronger around the rim. That's my thing. He's not really finishing as well around the rim.
I mean, no, I feel like he's gotten a little bit better around the rim. I he's finished stronger around the rim. But you are right, though. He doesn't really have a go-to move. So I don't know. If you're not physically imposing, then you have to find another way to score, and that's using your length to shoot over people, or knowing your angles to dribble past people, or being a pick and roll guy.
Yeah. Defensive awareness, obviously, that's my number one with Kev, too. He's got to be aware of what he's doing out there on the floor, especially guarding those corner threes. You know, his help defense needs a lot of work. His rotations need a lot of work. But again, he's only 20, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, to staying and to above the rim. These guys are still young, man.
Yeah, maybe he proves all us wrong.
Maybe.
It's not an exact science. It's not an exact science.
Yeah, maybe.
At the end of the day, we guessing still, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Salute to Robert Paris in here. Salute to Robert Paris, longtime friend of the program. We have Frank White in here. Jack Peters, what's going on? Khalid, how you feeling? Metaphysical Logic in here. JLs, what's going on, Metaphysical Logic?
That's my favorite name, right? I don't know why.
Yeah, man. Hey, we got House Flan from Santa Clarita, California, checking in. What's going on? We got Nino Brown checking in from Belgrade, Serbia.
Wow.
Nino.
Salute to you guys. You shout out my chat too.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, bro.
No one's putting where they from though, but I still shout you out, right?
Okay.
Rick Harrison, my fake cousin went to LSU. Oh wait, here we go. Nuno Balsas, come from Portugal.
Okay.
Shout out to you. Oh, he says he has a question. Why not trade Randle instead of Morris? The amount of bad decisions Randle has made is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Bad turnovers, bad shot selection, and I guess he wants a playing point guard. I mean, to be honest with you, it really comes down to contract and age. Really, contract and age.
Facts.
Morris is an expiring contract, so
much easier to deal.
Much easier to deal. One is more likely he'll leave us for more money too.
Correct.
Also, Julius Randle, even though he doesn't look like a spring chicken, he's still kind of a spring chicken. You know, he's
25.
He's only 25. He has a lot more years left.
Yep.
So he can possibly grow with some of these guys who are the young guys. He could be the young guy.
Yep. I agree. My guy Nick Alexander in the building. What's going on? Nick checking in from LA. We got E. Lou checking in from Mount Vernon. So salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys for supporting. Let's go down to Tampa. JLS Jose from Tampa is in here. Let's talk about a point guard. Jose, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Last time I called, I threw out the Xavier McDaniel.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, so and JL was not on the program that day, so I didn't get to change impressions with him. But my thing with the point guard situation. Let me stop exercising because I'm losing my breath.
Yeah. You exercising right now, bro?
I'm in the gym.
My man Jose's in the gym.
Anything you're saying, he's on the
elliptical, getting it in, all out of breath and whatnot, bro. Oh man, go ahead, bro.
I can't speak in exercise. Yeah. I'm too out of shape. So we have to put things in the balance. Moving the team forward. You know that we have classrooms, we have youth. But see, I've gone to this website. I don't know if I'm allowed to go to our website, but I like to go. Anyway, so I like to go to this website called Hip and I look at the salaries. And
my fault, Jose. Sorry, man, but the connection wasn't good. Call us when you get home, man. It's too loud. It's too much commotion going on back there in the gym, man. We appreciate the call, but call us back when you get to a more quieter place. Dan from Long Island's up next. Dan, how you feeling, man?
It was good, guys. Listen, the gentleman you had who called earlier, the guy who was a fan, whatever, from the 1960s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a little younger than him, but I'm still an old head. And I think the problem that like we have as older guys, much older than you two guys for sure, is that we remember a time when you took somebody in the lottery, he was a finished product. So for guys like us, it's hard to understand how you could give all this money to a kid, how you could have thought that Kevin Knox at the time was the 8th best amateur in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I relate to what he said. I understand that it's a new game. It's a new era. You got to put the money into this kid. You got to love it. I understand all that. But I think for a lot of older people, I can't be able to call myself old, but we're just used to seeing cats come into the league. You know, Mark McGuire came into the league in 81, and he's averaging, you know, gave you 19 points, 12 boards as a rookie.
Yeah.
And he could play on the block. You know, the gentleman who called before who says that, you know, how come Knox ain't on the block? He's a boy. He ain't a man. How's that kid going to get on the block? He's still developing his body. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to put him on the block with who? You know, Morris is a man.
Yeah.
Morris, even though Morris is not as athletic as Knox, look at his body. That's a man. Knox is a boy. He's getting bigger. Look how much bigger he is than last year. He's going to be a monster at some point. But I'm just saying he's not ready for the league. And that's something that a lot of us older fans who keep getting mad at these draft picks have to just understand that it's a crapshoot. But the main reason I called tonight, fellas, is this, you know, and this goes for all those people on ESPN again and all those people in the mainstream media, Begley and all these guys who killed the Knicks for not giving Porzingis a max deal. He had 3 DMPs last week. Did you guys see that? You know?
Knees acting up on him.
And can you imagine? Guys, can you imagine what would happen to Perry or to Dolan if we gave that guy, because he wanted a max deal. That's why he got, like, let's be honest, he wanted a max deal coming off knee surgery, and without even having to show us what he had, he wanted a max deal. Can you imagine if we gave that cat a max deal, what would be happening right now? What would happen to the franchise if what I think is happening to Porzingis is happening? So I know that the thing with DSJ didn't work out. I'm saying and I'm not trying to defend Dolan. We didn't have an option with KP. I'm telling you right now, Phil Jackson was right about this kid. He's not built, his body and the way he wants to play. I don't think he could do it. And I think if we were tied into KP right now, this franchise would be set back even further. So again, I'm just saying that because you know how ESPN, Jay Rose and Jacoby and Jalen, whatever that show is, and Perkins with his big mouth and Rachel Nichols, they don't talk about that.
Nah.
They don't talk about that, right? And I'm just saying that I think it's important that the real fans understand that KB couldn't have got that, and our management makes a lot of mistakes, and maybe we could have gotten more for Porzingis. That's a legitimate question.
Right.
But Porzingis had to go. That's just my opinion. Guys, have a great night. I'll see you guys Sunday night now.
See you Sunday, man. See you Sunday, Dan. Appreciate the call, man. Yeah, you know, the thing is, Porzingis is, that knee's not good on him, man.
Yeah, might have dodged the bullet there, CP.
Might have dodged one. And Phil, like I said, for everything that we knocked Phil, man, he was just weird. You know, listen, we know the things with Phil that was just very weird about him, but as one of the things, he was leery of committing to Porzingis, saying a 7'3" dude may not be able to hold up on those legs like that, man.
Definitely. He was right about a lot of things. He just had a weird temperament that turned everybody off.
Yeah. And to Dan's point, again, I feel like they botched the trade. Maybe we'll never know the true details of what happened and the timing of everything. Just seems like to me like they botched the trade. I don't know.
Maybe. It's possible. I mean, it seems like they had an idea what they wanted from the first place. They wanted a young player in cap relief and they wanted Tim Hardaway Jr. off the books. Thank you, Steve Mills. So if was there another team that could have gave us everything we wanted plus more? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it might have been they would have gave us better players, but we still had Tim Hardaway Jr. Who knows? I don't know.
Right. On his points on the kids, and appreciate Robert Parrish for pointing this out. This is what John Calipari had said about Kevin Knox when I think this was leading up to the draft. This was a quote from Calipari. He says, he's not even close to what he's going to be, but he's young. You got to know you're going to see this kid now, and it's going to be holy cow, but he's young. You're not going to get a guy who's 25 years old. He's 19. He just turned 19. He says, Calipari says, this league is a futures league. You're not drafting for what they look like. You look at him and watch him, and this kid got the better of him. I think, he's talking about comparing him to Bridges. But you watch it and you say that's only because he's 3 years older. He says, where's Kev going to be in 3 years? That's the challenge of what all these guys have to do.
Mm-hmm. Playing the long game. Playing the long game. Guys down the line, then we won. But it remains to be seen. I kind of wish, because, the guy who just called, he has a good point. Like, and we kind of talked about it before he came. Like, people are coming in a lot rawer than before. The big men coming in, they don't have the footwork they used to. Yeah. The girls coming in, they don't have the ability to read the game like most people do. I almost feel like I wish the rookie contracts were a little bit longer. You know what I mean? It's like, it seems like nowadays the rookies are taking more of the 5 year to kind of really get to where they are instead of 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I wonder if that will ever happen. If it's like a longer contract, but less money, or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there certainly seems like they're leaving early, man, and I think that's overall having an impact on the product. I'd like to get more thoughts from, maybe a more seasoned scout or somebody who's been around these prospects for a while to get some of their thoughts on it for sure. But yeah, that was Calipari's assessment on it. He said what they're going to see. He said the kid is really big, long, skilled player, but he's young. You've got to know you're taking one of the youngest kids in the draft, but I think he'd do well there, meaning New York. League has become a hit-or-miss league. If you shoot it, you're good. You can't shoot it, you're probably not good, and he can shoot.
Boom.
That was Calipari's assessment on young Kevin Knox last summer, 2 summers ago.
Michael Parker doing a super chat to us.
Salute to Michael Parker, man.
He
was never a Knox guy, man. He was never a Knox guy. He says he wanted SGA, so he's with the SGA crew, and we should have taken him. But
early in SGA, I mean, I liked him, but I didn't think he's gonna be what he is now.
Yeah,
I was who was I again? Who was I, CP?
We were Mikal Bridges. You were Miles. I was Mikal. I was definitely Mikal Bridges for sure.
I was Miles Bridges.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I want to shout out Robert Parrish, sends us a super chat. He says, it's always easy to discuss our youth after a win. I think that's for sure. Eric Booker sends us a super chat. He says, shout out to you guys for great Knicks content. See you Sunday. See you, Eric, on Sunday. Somebody else asked what the pregame arrangement was going to be for Sunday. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm going to the game Wednesday. I'm going to Laker game on Wednesday. But I'll keep you guys posted for Sunday. Just look out for a tweet or go to the community tab on YouTube. I'll send out an email or something. Let you guys know what the pregame meetup is going to be. Maybe we go to a bar or something and meet up beforehand and link up with the family. Johnny P sends us a super chat. JLC says, free the kids. # let the kids play. And Michael Parker also sends us a super chat on this side. So salute to everybody that has been supporting us. We definitely appreciate it. Thanks. Back to the phones. Johnny G from NYC is in the building. Johnny G, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, how's it going? CP, JL, just want to thank you for all you guys do with the show. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my brother Matty G in Albuquerque who turned me on to the show over the summer.
Matty G,
totally
man,
me back in.
Holding it down in Albuquerque by way of Long Island, man. Yeah, tell Matty G I said what up, man.
That's right. Yeah, so just wanted to touch on the rebuild and kind of continue the conversation that Dan from Long Island said about, how we dodged a bullet with KP, how we dodged a bullet with Durant, Kyrie, and I mean, it's hard to say this, but even with Zion, I mean, think about it, if the Knicks got everything they wanted, they would just have 4 guys who are hurt.
It would have been a nightmare.
And it would have been a total nightmare, but that's kind of not really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is how I wanted a rebuild for so long. I wanted them to watch clean house and kind of do what they're doing now. They've never played this many young kids for this many minutes in a season, even though we want them to kind of play them even more. Like, I don't think Knicks fans have ever watched this, kids play this many minutes at this age. And what's difficult about it for me is having to put the trust in the front office, even though they're kind of doing the rebuild I've always wanted. I mean, it's messy. Fizdale didn't work out. And it's just like, man, this is a rebuild. They are doing it. But I don't know. It's like a game-by-game thing sometimes. It doesn't feel, I don't know, it just feels a little messy that the rebuild can't happen a little bit more smoothly. But at the first time, I've never watched a rebuild before.
True.
They've never done it. They've always, put a Band-Aid over a bullet wound.
True story, man. Appreciate the call.
What makes this one messy?
Wait, let me patch him back in so he can answer. Go ahead, JLs. Go ahead.
What makes this rebuild messy in your opinion? I'm just curious.
Well, I think Fizdale crashing and burning makes it messy. I think, KP wanting to leave and not having trust in the organization makes it messy.
Yeah.
Having to give him up and not really know what's going to happen to him. I mean, I don't think he's really going to stay healthy for 5 years at a max contract, but just tough to, I mean, I like putting the time in with the young kids. It makes me feel more connected to the team. I don't want transplants coming here, and going maybe to the second round of the playoffs. That's not what I'm looking for. So, yeah.
Okay. Good points. Yeah. I like that call, man. That was a good call, JLs. Johnny G basically saying, this is really the first rebuild that you see, and the thing is, do you trust the guys making the decisions?
Yeah. It's like they fumbled on the Fizdale hiring. That was probably a big piece of the rebuild in general.
Yeah.
AP was supposed to be part of that whole transition. He's supposed to have a big piece in place, and he kind of fumbled.
Both are gone.
Yeah, it's like it does leave fans wondering, damn, what now? But that's what RJ is for. That's partially what RJ is for, and who knows what we'll have next season, where the ping pong balls will land. And we still have a lot more questions to answer. It's
true. There's a lot more questions that need to be answered, man. But it's like a blind faith right now, JL, is that the people in charge will continue to make those decisions if they're there. I still think that we will try to go get an Ujiri or somebody else. I think Dolan will still do that.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he still will. I think he still will, and if we have to put enough pressure on him to make that decision, then we'll have to spearhead. We'll have to lead the charge, JLs.
I'm not giving up 2 first-rounders. I'm not doing it, man.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Ujiri's always screwing us, and even if we get him here, he still screws us. It's like, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. That's the $1 million question. Is Dolan going to move forward with Mills and Perry to continue this rebuild?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Are they going to move forward? Because that one thing kind of affects who we're drafting, who's the staff is going to be. Is Mike Miller going to stay?
Mm-hmm.
Like that one thing kind of affects everything. So
everything.
This is going to be this is another big summer.
Big off season, man. Big off season. And whoever that exec is, once again, they have the ability to, again, strip this thing down and put some pieces in here, veteran pieces that properly fit around what they want to do with RJ. Get some more shooters in here. Get some better two-way players in here if you can. Mm-hmm. And really put this thing together.
Yeah, that call just made me nervous.
Johnny G throwing it out there, man. All right, let's go. Dion from Park City, you're the closer for the night. Dion, what's going on, man?
Hey, what up, CP, man? What up, Jay Ellis, man?
Hey,
what's going on,
bro?
man? Love the show as usual, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. I just wanted to, man, I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm excited, man. For the first time in a long time, we got flexibility. We got pieces to trade. And I really don't want to get rid of Mills right now because I really want Scott Perry to do this draft. Because the reason why we wanted him as our GM was the job he did for Sacramento when they drafted De'Aaron Fox, Justin Jackson, here he goes. Like, I know all of them players ain't stars, but De'Aaron Fox, he's a stud. Like, we all know that if he could just stay healthy. Justin Jackson, Tim Hardaway Jr. taking his minutes, go figure. You know what I mean? And then Here he goes. He's in the G League developing. So that's all one draft. He turned around the whole Sacramento organization. Like, they traded Justin Jackson for Harrison Barnes, which is, it worked out good, but now they're in a rut. But I just want to see Scott Perry handle this draft. And then anything they do after that is, it's up in the air. That's all I really wanted to say, though. I just really want to see what he does, because we have 6 picks over the next few years because of the Porzingis trade. And then if we could flip Morris for another pick, and then we could possibly flip DSJ and Portis for another pick, and he has all of those assets, he'll destroy this draft. I have faith that he'll destroy this draft, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate the call, Dion, man.
Mm-hmm.
JL's, you've been a Ninja P guy.
Yeah, I've been a Ninja P guy.
I would be willing to see him see this through, but at the same time, if Dola makes a move, the incoming president is going to want to bring his own guys in here, unless him and Perry just have an unbelievable relationship. But also, how much was Perry's input on putting this team together? That's the thing. Like, again, with the free agency thing, the question is, are these guys who they set out after, or are these guys... I'm talking about, forget plan A. I'm talking about from a plan B perspective. Are these the guys that they set out after with a vision for this team, or are these the guys that they could get with the money that they had to spend?
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
It's
a big difference, and we will never know that.
Yeah, it's weird because they got Julius Randle, they got all these guys here, and one of the biggest problems is the fit between Julius Randle and and the guy and Marcus Morris. Mm-hmm. Marcus Morris wasn't even a real thought, though. He
was late acquisition.
You wonder if we got Marcus Morris first, maybe they might have planned to, if they would have gone about building the team.
I think so.
Still, you know what I mean? There's a lot of questions. But I understand what the guy was saying about the draft. Like, he's done okay with us for the draft as well. Like, ISO Zoe, I know he's not in rotation right now, but he was kind of a surprise last season. No one saw him
definitely.
It was a story, undrafted. Barrett's like, oh, John Starks, second coming. Mitchell Robinson came out of nowhere and improved and impressed, and he seems like he's going to be a staple for this franchise. And we got him for damn near nothing too. So I can understand why some people will be, looking forward to a draft from Perry.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, his in-season, his mid-season trades, we got to see if he can still execute on that.
Yeah, that's a question mark.
That is a question mark. So we'll see. I'm not losing sleep if they don't keep Perry, but, if these guys are here next year, again, what's Blatt's role going to be? What's his input going to be, from an international scene, or just from an overall identity? What is the identity that they're going to build this team after, and who are going to be the key guys with input on this? And that's what I'm interested to see how that's going to unfold over the next year or so.
Right. I guess I see some people saying MPJ, that maybe they didn't not get Kevin Knox, get MPJ. Everybody was passing on MPJ at that year, man. Everybody was. So, I mean, that back problem is still a big thing for somebody that young.
And what would the calls be if we came back from the draft that night with KP already missing time with an injury, and then drafted Michael Porter Jr. with a back injury, who they already knew was going to miss? I believe they already knew he was going to miss the year with the back, or that the back was really in bad shape. That's why he dropped so far.
Yeah, that's exactly why he dropped so far.
So,
I mean, I guess you can say, oh, we passed on Shai Gilgeous. I guess you can say that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can say that now that he's beasting with the Thunder. But at the time, I wasn't mad at the Knox pick, and we'll see. We'll see where it ends up, man. But good show, J. Ellis.
All right,
let's keep it pushing and sign out, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. All right, man. So check this out, fam. If you love me, you probably also love Nick of Time Show. So definitely check out the Nick of Time Show on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play. New episodes will be dropping tomorrow, Tuesday, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. The video should be dropping on Wednesday, so definitely check that out on youtube.com/Nick of Time Show. So definitely look out for that. Shout out to my guy Fritz, editor over there, who's in the chat right now. Also, follow me on all social media. That is on the KOT Show on Twitter and the Nick of Time Show on Instagram. Also, check out the blogs, man. Check out the blog at thenickoftimeshow.com. And shout out to the writers. Shout out to Kenny. And shout out to my guy Ryan, who's supposed to be dropping something this week. That is all. Back to you, CB.
All right, appreciate it, JLs. Good show, my dude. Good show, and salute to everybody once again who tuned in. Knicks win on this MLK Day, 106-86. They beat the Cavs by 20 points. So salute to everybody who tuned in. Remember, this show is available in audio podcast format. So when you're at work tomorrow, if you miss half of the show, you can always catch it in audio podcast format. Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, Amazon Alexa, all on the Knicks Fan TV. The links will be in the chat, and also the links are in the video description. Share these videos, very important. Please share these videos. Text your friend, text your family. Share this on Facebook, share this on Twitter. This is how the platform continues to grow, and we get more callers in, we get more people in the chat to target Ari and go after him, to battle Ari, But yeah, it's all fun, man. Appreciate everybody for the super chat as well. If you didn't get a chance to leave a super chat and you would like to, you can certainly do that via PayPal or Cash App. The links are also in the video description as well. So, yeah, great show. Great show. Great show to everybody who tuned in, and we appreciate you guys. I'm going to shout out Jack Peters, John Talento, E. Lou, Keith Sinclair, all the mods, TM, Dave, Above the Rim. Thanks for calling in. JL, so you want to shout out, man?
Shout out to Alexander S. Martinez. They called me Tack, who's moderating for me at HB Mac. Craig Williams, John Talento, Michael Parker, my guy Alex Collins, who's chat hopping. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who's representing KOT.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How many thumbs up we got left till 150? I think we're closing in on 150 likes for this video on Knicks Fan TV. Hit that thumbs up before you guys get out of here. Very important to promote the show. Goes a long way. Everybody smash that like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. It's free to do so. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. We out of here. Knicks Lakers up next. See you guys on Wednesday. Peace.